Hi everyone, so this tutorial is going to be another tutorial in my Halloween series. I decided to do without any use of latex or prosthetics. This is simply just some eyeshadow, a little bit of white face paint, and some fake blood. So you can do some pretty cool looking things, I think at least, without the use of prosthetics. Here's the tutorial. Started off, I'm just going to go ahead and make my face a little whiter. A trick that I kind of just caught myself just now, just out of needing a white base and not having it. This here is one of those really cheap, like super sticky white color wheels. Like this thing was $2 at like the dollar store, and I don't know if you can see this, but it doesn't spread well and it's super sticky and gross. I decided to scoop out just a little bit of it and mix it with a moisturizer, and that's what I did here, and it actually kind of cuts that goopiness down, which is really awesome, and it actually makes it easier to spread. Now I also went ahead and covered my eyebrow before this. You can go ahead and do it. I didn't do it very well. I know there's times to do it really well, and this makeup doesn't really require it done perfectly, because we're going to cover some of it up with makeup anyway, so. And then once you're satisfied with how the white is on your face, and the next thing I do is I just take a translucent setting powder. So this is just MAC Prep and Prime. You can really use whatever cheap setting powder you have. I never end up using this stuff other than setting creamy products, so. And I'm just taking it on just a regular flat brush. And basically by setting it, what you're doing is allowing any powder that you put on top of it to blend better, because you can't really blend a powder product into a cream. It just moves stuff around and it looks ridiculous. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the eye shape, and you can make this as pretty or as not as you want, it's all up to you. But the colors I'm using, I'm going to use Dolly Pop, I always forget what this is called, and a little bit of Bulletproof. So I'm just going to set up with pink first, just on an itty bitty tiny brush like this, and tap it off because this stuff is really pigmented. And so I'm just going to go in, and because I have covered my eyebrows, it makes my eyebrows shape a little different when I scrunch it, but I'm kind of going to go halfway through the eyebrow, just because I want a kind of furring, heavy brow kind of look, but at the same time I want to cover up any mistakes that I did when covering my eyebrows. So that's kind of a little trick. Change your makeup up a little bit if it's not exactly what you want. And out kind of in that sort of shape, and you can change it as you go along, but that's going to be, for the most part, the basic shape. And then I'm just going to take a different brush. I use a big fluffy one like this that's kind of more hard bristled, and that's going to be the brush I use to blend out the edges. Kind of scrunch my eye up and start setting in some of that lighter color, just so you know where you're going to put everything, and then underneath here as well. Now I'm just going to start adding in the red and the darker colors. And then I'm just going to also start adding in some of the black color as well. Then once you're done with the eyes and you're satisfied with that kind of shape and coloring, then what I did is I went in to my waterline and put a little bit of black. Because I'm doing this as if I were using different colored contacts. I will not be using colored contacts for this season, because it really affects my eyes and it's really hurts my eyes, as I've come to realize. Unfortunately, those thick, like, blocked out contacts just mess up my eyes. So for the sake of my own kind of vision and my eyeballs, I'm going to just be including a picture at the end of the video or before the video of what it would look like with different contacts. So I just kind of want to give you guys a heads up on that. I won't be using crazy cool contacts as much as I'd like to. Brow colors and things like that. I'm just going to take just a little tiny brush, just a MAC 208, a little bit of the black. Now I always test on my hand to make sure that it's not too dark, because the last thing you want to do is go in when it's super dark. And then I'm just going to go in and start creating the light brow shapes. A good way to do that is to actually furrow your brow to begin with, and go in with those lines. Now I already did this, but I can go in and change it up if I want. Now for me personally, I'm not really a fan of perfect symmetry. You could have it nice and symmetrical, but I kind of like that one darker line there. It just adds a little bit of interest to your character. And then also I'm going to be doing kind of through the nose as well. The best way to do this is to make silly faces and then do it like that. Okay, so then the next big thing you want to do is take a little brush like this, and I'm going to go into a little bit of the black, and again, test this out on your hand so it's not too dark. And I'm going to go through, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Again, make sure it's not too dark, dust off a little bit of the powder so you're not going in there super, super dark. You want to have it be a little bit lighter and then build it up, so. Also just taking another fluffy brush that has a little bit of black on it. And I'm gonna go right kind of around my nose. That's always a really nice spot to do shading for your like demons. I always found that look really cool, but again, that's just me. If you don't want to do it, don't. So then another thing that I want to do is add a little bit of a humanoid element into it. So I'm just gonna take my fingers and kind of brush off a little bit of the makeup through the nose and a little bit through the forehead, just to kind of take a little bit of that skin color back into it, so instead of making it so white. Again, I like that kind of look of it not being super perfect, and that kind of does it for me. Okay, so then to finish off this demon look, I want to do some blood around the mouth. I'm using Cinema Secrets blood gel. I like this stuff because you can kind of water it down and make sprays, or you can leave it gloopy and all that stuff. Mine has been through absolute hell. I can barely get the freaking bottle open, but I'm gonna use one of these things. If you are a makeup artist, and you will probably have one of these lying around, you can see mine is stained from blood from last year, but I like using this because it actually splatters things and you don't have to go use like an old toothbrush or whatever. So yeah, I just dip that into some blood, and this is going to spray fairly nicely. It should anyway. And try not to wear something you want and like I just did, like a dumb. So then that's just my general kind of blood spatter. And I'm gonna go through and do more kind of the drips and stuff. So yeah, once you're all done with this look and you have the blood how you want it and everything looks up to your liking, then you can style your hair whatever way you want. You could do a wig or anything. I kind of just did some sort of crazy mop look, but that's just my hair. Yeah, so I will include a photo at the end of this to kind of show what it would look like if you did have colored contacts. I would actually use whiteout contacts during this. I think it would look really cool, and I will show you what that looks like. But again, I kind of explained a little bit in the video. I won't be using contacts this season because it's really hard on my eyes. I do hope you guys enjoy this makeup, and if you guys try it out, please leave it as a video response. I would love to see it. And yeah, leave any suggestions in the underbar and I'll be sure to check them out. And until my next Halloween video, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.